All right, I've never done one of these, so this could be interesting. No. So okay, here's the thing. All right, let me start from the beginning. Okay, so Earth Spirit obviously he's got kick, he's got the roll, he's got the silence, right? The pullback. Okay, the kick basically slows him down. Obviously, it's pretty massive when you can. The amount of slow is what? It's 4 seconds and it's 60%. It's absolutely massive, right? So just a simple combo is to pretty much, and then I'm just holding the D. That sounds. Don't clip that. So you have your D closed around you. Yeah, let's use Stone Remnant. I think that let's keep this PG. But basically, you can drop a Remnant anywhere around you, okay? And the reason for that, if you do it from afar, you place it, and then you can, with your E, your geomatic grip, you can pull it back, and then you get the silence, okay? Why that's relevant is because, hang on, let me just get free spells here. Turn that off, okay. Because what you do is you have to be facing. All right, let me just place another one. But basically, if I kick, whichever one... Okay, I have Quick Cast on, so you definitely need Quick Cast. It's only going to work on Quick Cast. But basically, I'm going to kick this one on a Q, and then I'm going to pull it back with E, right? So that if you want to draw straight lines that hit multiple units, right? So I'm going to kick it here, and then I can bring it back, right? So that not only did I silence it or slow him, but I've also silenced him, okay? This is the most basic combo that Earth Spirit has, and it's, in my opinion, probably his best one. But the issue with Earth Spirit is the fact that you obviously have to be close to do all this shit, right? If you kick things out, like another one is to, okay, what I do, my bread and butter is pretty much I will just roll in and then kick and then pull that back. And I clicked on the X, so I couldn't do that. Sorry, it's kind of bugged right now. But basically, because what you do is when you roll into it... Oh, I can't. I'm hitting the boulders the wrong way. So the big thing about Earth Spirit is his Remnant placement, right? So if I place this here, I need to place the Remnant here so that when I kick it, it's on the right side that I have. So wherever you place the Remnant, it's going to be in that location that you want to kick it. Okay? So like this one, like, it's hard to say because if I place it here, there's no way for me to kick it backwards, right? I can only kick it in these directions, any of these sorts of directions, right? Because of my placement. So my positioning is super important in terms of where I want to end up kicking stuff and pulling things back. So you can know when, you know what I mean? Like, so again, quick cast, placing where you want it, and then obviously, this is going to be in some sort of direction in this way. So, depending on which way I'm facing, I would kick the stone. Like, I can, obviously, you know what I mean? Like, I would only be able to kick it in these directions. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, so that's number one. Second thing, another thing to do is that when you roll in, generally speaking, I will hit that one guy, and then from here, hang on, let me just move this guy away. From here, I will then magnetize, okay? And I know it's on one guy, but what you do is that anyone near the stones, if you kick it, notice how hang on, you can't see it now, but that guy was supposed to be, hang on, let me just start over. Oh, this night vision sucks. Hang on, let me, what gives me night vision? What is it? The moon shard? Because I'm losing sight of him. This gives me vision, right? Okay. So you roll. Oh, really? All vision? I didn't even know that. I did not know that. Wow. Look at you. Okay. All right. So when you roll in, so roll here, magnetize, kick, and then I clicked on X again. It's because it's the demo. But basically, you get it how the fact that I'm kicking it forward and then I'm silencing it, and then the magnetize is constant. And so internally, when you see magnetize, I don't know if there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a number here. Do you see that number? You saw that, right? So this is the magnetize. When you see it going down to 2 or 1, drop another boulder and let it spread. Is Ebola. Right? So this is just kind of, and then basically people, you know what I mean? So it kind of gets spread out, right? And then when you do a stun on a guy, everybody gets affected. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm looking to do. And so silence is massive. It's like a 4-second silence. Sorry, 6.5 second silence. It's absolutely game winning. This is the big one. I mean, everyone thinks that like the stun or whatever, but the reason why the boulder is so good is the fact that you have 4 seconds on cooldown, right? So you literally, by the time you roll in, magnetize, kick, and then pull it back, you have another, and then you can just zip on out of there. It's super good. Hang on, level to max. Oh, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. Not like this. All right. So, like, hang on. Let me just buy a heart. Really? Okay. Spreading the older. I could do this all day. Stop spamming caps. Warning. Okay. All right. Nonetheless, I mean, that is kind of what it is in a nutshell. All right. Another thing that you can do is that, because the biggest thing about this guy is his remnant management. Okay. Because if you roll through a remnant, you actually kill your own remnant. So it takes about 2 there, and then when you kick one out, you magnetize here, and then you kick it. Hang on, I can't kick him because you kick it and you pull it out. It's the same one, so you can use this again. But sometimes you're kind of panicking and you just drop remnants, like oh shit, we're under attack. You know what I mean? Like, so you just drop remnants. This is a no-no, right? This is like the biggest issue with Earth Spirit, because once you're out of remnants, you're fucked. Because look at how slow this roll is. Like it's so bad. Okay, another thing that you saw right there is that sometimes when you place a remnant and you're rolling, if I place it closer, it'll speed up faster, right? As opposed to here, if I place it, I'm slow and then I pick up speed, right? And another thing to note is that he has the talent. I think 325 rolling distance is massive on this guy. But basically, if you miss a roll, you look even worse because you've flown past the target, so to speak. So rolling boulder is kind of it's his bread and butter. You have to understand how to use rolling boulder. I think that another thing to note is when you're being chased. Let's just say you're the last guy, right? You're being chased. Blah. Look at me. What you can do is you can kind of get cheeky, kick him. Oops, and I've clicked on him. But you basically kick him, and then you roll the other way, right? Buying yourself time. So the kick is super versatile. For laning, if you just happens to be like in this area, kicking him under tower, also good. Rolling him in. Oh, Axe is gonna die. That's fine. But just they're like, he's a type of hero where if you're thinking about angles, you're gonna be in a good spot. Like this is the biggest thing for him. Because I think another thing to note is that literally just kind of practice kicking. Like if I want to kick in this direction, you see how like my mouse is over here, but I just hit Q. In a way, straight lines is always good. But if you could just see them even remotely close, if you get the magnetize, and then being able to kick it, okay, oh shit. But it's having it spread around, and then rolling in, you start fucking with everybody, right? Like I feel like it's kind of hard to explain exactly, like because the kicking is, at the end of the day, I think you need to learn how to kick, right? And like, just understanding that if one is close, and then the position of where I am, and then where that boulder will end up going. Like I could kick it right in between them. Okay, I did a bad job there, but like the angle was like how it was facing, right? With like that mouse, right? So if no matter which way I'm facing and all that stuff, it's like you kind of can split defenders, right? Or you can hit them like on point, and then you bring it back. Another thing that's the biggest issue with the kick is getting the right kick in the right direction. Because sometimes when you have like weird ass angles and you're like trying to kick it, notice how he kicked it sideways? So you have like 180 degrees from the way he's facing. Okay? So that's depending on where that remnant is. If it's here, again, you have to look at him from facing. It's like this way. So that 180 radius. These are all the avenues of attack. So if wherever my mouse is, you see how it's kicking in that direction? Like, I'm trying to see the exact 90. Let me see if I can kick it here. But, like, yeah. Okay? So, I mean, mastering kick is the biggest thing. The second one, of course, is the roll. Hitting and anticipating stuff. Because when you roll out, and this, let's just say this guy's moving, you have to aim at advanced and then assume, and then it's kind of forgiving. Right? You kind of need to lead him out a little bit. So you have to see his pace, right? So wherever you're going, like I expect him to be here, and I've got the rolling, and I've got the nice timing just because I've practiced, right? And this is going to come with practice too, because generally speaking, you will do a lot of this. I do a lot of that sometimes, right? Just when I don't play this hero. So you need to ensure how you face whichever, like, because again, I have quick cast on. So whatever direction my mouse is, and it's really, like, he'll turn around. But if I'm, like, turning into this one, I go through, right? Another thing to note is that the boulder actually doesn't stop at creeps. You roll right through it, okay? Which is good, because when you want to clear creep waves, you just roll through, and then you kick whatever's left, and you don't waste the remnants. Remnant, like, okay, it's easier because the charge time is increased. Arcane runes are actually good for Earth Spirit, which is unlike any other hero, because that rune doesn't, generally speaking, isn't very good. So the roll is important because that is pretty much your crowd control. You need to be a nuisance. So the 4 seconds, like, what is your stun? Sorry, it's like 2 seconds? Yeah, 1.6. With the boulder, it adds an extra second. So it's like 2.6 seconds. Okay? So when you have that stun, your guys are there, and then literally, I mean, 1.4 seconds of him moving around, meaning you can just roll right back in. Right? You can almost permanently stun this guy because this guy's cooldown is so ridiculous. The issue, again, is predicting his movement, understanding turn rates, and see where he's going right there. Okay? So just, you need to kind of see patterns, and it can be difficult when there's like trees and stuff in the way and they block line of sight, because sometimes you don't know exactly where he is. But generally speaking, you can predict, and again, it's going to come down to stuff like this, right? Like with terrain in this piece, like you know that he can only walk in this area. Like just using this as an example, so that you can kind of, and the radius is big enough where even if I aimed it here, as I say that, it doesn't work. Okay, hang on, I'll be a little closer. Like, the game will bug out, and it'll hit you. So it's kind of forgiving in that sense. Okay. That's pretty much it with the roll. I love roll because it will save you many a times. I've gotten away because of this spell. Yeah. So definitely practice the boulders, directions, how you want it. Like, if you're running, like, people are running after you, they'll get you. Another thing to note is that, hang on, last thing. Okay. Oh, all right. If I'm here and I'm getting gangbanged like these guys, right? They're coming at me. Like, if I roll out, if I'm about to roll, hang on, stop tagging me. Ah! If I'm about to roll out, you see an Earth Spirit about to roll out, you have to, okay. All right. Hang on, okay. They stand on top of you, yes. I mean, sometimes you can get away, but it's facing. Whichever way I'm going to roll. So if I all of a sudden turn like that, you can see. Because you see how the animation is there, and you can see that direction. If you see that, there's a little bit of cast time, right? Where I'm like, pause for a second. Right? If this axe... Hey, fuck off, man. If I step in front, I can block you. Right? So that this is kind of how you can see how to stop this guy. Right? Hang on, let me buy a heart myself. So yeah, like, basically you need to kind of see at a very quick glance, sorry, to just step in front so that he can stop the roll. So this is why, generally speaking, what I will do, again, kick, roll. Oops, hang on, I keep clicking on him. I have a tendency to do that, which is unnecessary. Hang on, let me do this again. So I kick, roll, and then I get on out, right? Like, if you can do that, you'll almost always get away. Let's level up these guys to max. Doesn't really matter. Axe is angry. Okay, let him fight. Okay, so that's kind of with the boulder smash. Another thing you can do is when you're rolling... Hang on, I'll do it from afar. Oh, I fucked up. Hang on, let me do this again. When you're in boulder, did you see that? You can silence people. You can actually kick it if I was smart enough, or I was fast enough. Let me try this again. So I roll. See how I kicked it? So you can actually do stuff like that. Yeah, so you can roll in. Oops, I didn't have enough boulder, sorry. Let me just place this here just to make my life easier. But pretty much, if you're quick... Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. But you can roll... Oh, I missed it. But you can kick it. You can kick it and you can roll it. Yeah. Hang on. It may be easier if I do it like... Sorry, my old man reflex is not good. Let me see if I can run right by it. Yeah. So I did the combo right there. You notice I kicked it and I pulled it back. You can do that obviously when you're in rolling mode. Roly-poly mode. I don't know what it's called. But basically you can get maximum value out of it. So sometimes when you're rolling through... Oh, I can't do it. Hang on. Shit, I missed. That was embarrassing. Hang on. Let me see if I can do this again. Oh, I can't do it. Hang on. I'm trying to do it so that I'm not... I'm close, but not too close. Hang on. Let me see this. Oh, no. That's definitely too far. All right. Oh, because I don't want to hit him. Oh, okay. Well, that's... Okay. All right. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to get at. Okay. Another thing, though, is that if you see... Like, this is why Earth Spirit is such an amazing initiator, right? Let's just say the axe is out of position. The rest of his team is, like, back here somewhere, right? What you can do is you can roll in. You're on the other side. So whenever you roll through somebody, whichever direction you're facing, you're going to get to the other side. Another thing that you can do is actually kick him back. Now, if I have Ags, oops. Another thing to do is that I could roll through, Remnant him, and then kick him. And then when you have the Ags Remnant on him, what is it called? Enchant Remnant? When he turns into Boulder mode, he actually flies even further. He flies like a normal Remnant would. So you can do that. So literally, you hand deliver this guy to your team. In the same light, hang on, let me just get a blink out. Another thing that you can do, obviously, blink makes your life easier. And then by just doing that, right? So you blink in, oh, I'll save him. And then notice that when he's a remnant, he actually is immune. Yeah, where'd he go? I'm stuck. But you blink remnant, and then you kick him. Alright, let's push this guy back. Get off him. Get him. He's my bitch. But yeah. So the potential and the outplay is pretty massive with this. The Ags adds another level of just kind of locking this guy, turning him into a remnant. Also, you can do it to friendlies. Right? So if your PA is gone on, what you do is when they become a remnant, I believe that they're immune. And so let's just say it's like the PA, I need to save him, and I kick him back to safety, right? And yeah, you sacrifice yourself. Another thing is that I really like force on this hero, because when I roll in, and magnetize, do the silence, kick, and then pretty much everything's on cooldown. And then at this point, sometimes I don't have my boulder isn't ready. I'll just force staff in one direction, and then I'll end up rolling away out, right? Just massive combo potential. Like, he has so much initiation that can happen, and like people are talking about, oh, this guy's nerfed, he's nerfed, or he's, you know, he's unplayable. But I think that if you're playing him properly and not really using him as like a solo killer, but using him more of as like an initiator, crowd controller, team fighter, I think that you'll see the real potential of this guy. I think that Earth Spirit is definitely, his skill cap is massive, and I'm still learning him. I think he's my most played hero, and I'm still learning him because just all the crazy stuff that he can do and the different angles. I think the greatest play that I ever did, and not to toot my own horn, but it's just like one good play of like over thousands of bad plays, was Underlord Dark Rifting, trying to save his carry. And what I did was I ran in, enchanted him, and then I kicked the carry out of his Dark Rift area. And then we ended up killing him, and we won that game. But yeah, I think other than that, most of the times this is me rolling. I'll roll right by the guy. But yeah, like, the potential for this guy is just massive. You just need a lot of practice. I think the biggest things is that this kick silence combo, once you learn that, I think that'll really kind of change the way you think about this hero.